So let's start off with our pure notes. We have been talking about pure notes for a while. So let me show you what I have in pure notes so far. And I want you guys to match that as closely as possible. Because here's why. I'm putting in a lot of effort to make these notes very organized and give them to you. So if you're taking something that's organized and then making it unorganized, then that's not conducive to your learning, right? If I'm giving it in school, sometimes information comes unorganized and then you have to organize it. That takes effort. But if I'm giving it to you organized and you are unorganizing it, then that's effort you're putting in for no reason. So let me share a screen and let's go through what we've done so far in our pure notes. Cool. So this is what you should have. We've done name, email, to-dos, postulates, which is lessons that we've learned. And make sure now you've added, find the root cause of your mistake under lessons. All right, under math, we went through a lot of errors to be caught. So we said algebra work mistake, which is when you're working with fractions. Algebra work mistakes if you are not good with negative signs. And under this, you want to add whatever number of the question it was, right? Misunderstanding questions asked. Somebody sent me a question, but I will explain this one again. Misunderstanding questions asked, unclear ask. Again, it's if you don't understand what the question's asking. And this one, you misunderstood the ask because you just read the question too quickly. Copied question incorrectly to paper. That happens a lot, right? Maybe you've done this in some of your other exams where you have the equation and you copied it and you miscopied it. And we went over close is not the answer. You will notice there's a lot of black bars today. That's what we have to discover today, okay? So this is what we've prepared. So we have a lot of work to do in front of us. And then starting tomorrow, we will look at the approach. Till today, we were only doing mistakes. Starting tomorrow, we look at the approach. So let's get started. Let me bring back my questions. Okay, so you guys remember we did this question a while back, and we talked about what the mistake was in this question. So we looked over, many of you sent me this in your answer, so I appreciate it. The right answer was D. The way you would get A was if you found X to be equal to 1. So if X was equal to 1 and you put that in B, then that's how you get the answer A. So here, if you do X equals 1, then B becomes 2.6. Okay? That's how we got this. Here for B, if you do X equals 2 in the B equation. So if in here you put X equals 2, that's how you get that answer. And then some of you pointed out very nicely was that you get C if you do X equals 3 in this equation. Here, if you do X equals 3. So we found this. Now I will do a quick poll. Do we think we found the root cause of this mistake now that we've discovered this? Where did my polling feature go? There we go. All right, here's a quick poll. Have we found the root cause of the mistake by understanding how to get these other answers? All right, it's close. That's a simple yes, no. All right, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so this is what we have. So it's very important. We really need to understand what does it mean, root cause of mistake. If we understood how to get A, B, and C, that is not the root cause of the mistake, actually. The root cause of the mistake is, how did you get X equals to 1? Right? What was the mistake that you made on the paper that made you get X equals 1? Or X equals 2, or X equals 3? So this is, you can understand how to get these other options, but that's not the root cause of your mistake. The root cause of your mistake is somewhere in the algebra, right? Somewhere when you're doing 2.35 plus 0.25 or plus 0.5, whatever. somewhere you're making a mistake that's making your x is equal to 1 or 2 or 3 and not equal to 4. So that's the root cause. So I want you guys to be very careful when you're reviewing your own tests, really go to the root cause. So in this case, we came up with another one, if you remember, which was, oh, did we do this already? No. It's algebra error working with decimals. So I want you guys to write this down in your notes as another mistake. And I think this happens quite often to people, where if you're working with decimals, you can make a mistake. Cool. So couple announcements. Please keep your names as first name, last name on Zoom, because this is how we take attendance to know who's joining the call. And this is how I know who's been here and who's not been here. So if you do first name only, we have a lot of people with the same first name, so it's not going to help. All right, so let's go to 3.11, that's that. Let's go to 3.3 real quick. Okay, we talked about this one, and we came up with the conclusion, if you remember, that you would get the wrong equation if you read the question too fast. So I want to change this slightly. The issue in this case that we want to focus on is convert word problem to equation. And we will go over these examples. There are many examples in this paper where the catch can be you converting the word problem incorrectly to the equation. And you will notice the longer the word problem is, the more difficult it becomes to convert it to equation. So we're going to add that one in today. So please add this one. Let's go to 3.14. Okay, so today our first one that we start with is this one. So launch the poll. All right, another 10 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, stopping here. All right, so many of you got put down, if you don't know how to do this, and you put down D. So this is essentially a concept gap, and I would strongly recommend you work on this one. So you can write 8x over 2y as 2 to the power 3x over 2y. And because the base, 2 to the power y. And because the base is the same, this can be 2 to the power 3x minus y. Oh, can you not? Let me share this once more. Okay, there we go. So yeah, you get 8x over 2y, which is 2 to the power 3x over 2y, which is equal to 2 to the power 3x minus y. And we know that this is equal to 12. So in your notes, I want you to put under math, concept gap. And if you don't know this, then you can put this working with powers as a concept gap. However, I would like to invite somebody that put B as the answer, please. Can somebody that put B as the answer please raise their hand? And this will uncover one of the black ones that we had for today. So please, can someone that put B raise their hand? All right, a couple of you put B, so I'm going to want you to raise your hand, please. We have quite a lot of time, so I can wait. Thank you. Someone raise their hand. You can unmute and I should just come out. You should be able to unmute, right?
Yeah.
Hey. All right. Do you want to share what you did?
It was a bit of this process of elimination. I wasn't actually quite sure exactly how to do the question, but
Okay.
I just felt the answer wasn't D because I feel like it was just a trick, really. And
okay. So this was trick, yeah.
And then I felt it wasn't C either because I thought it definitely had to be smaller than, well, 4.
Yeah.
So then it was between A and B. So I just went towards B because 8 divided by 2 was 4.
Got it. Oh, whoa, how did you do that? Did you put a dot on the screen? Was that you?
No.
Okay, never mind. Okay, cool. All right, that's awesome. Thank you so much for coming out. I really appreciate you being the first one today to come out and for explaining.
Thank you.
So thank you. Does somebody that put D wants to come out and tell us how they got D or why they put D? A lot of you got D. So at least half of you should be able to put your hands up right now. Maybe it wasn't, maybe not concept gap, maybe like you just didn't notice that this happens. All right, Naman, you wanna, oh yes, we got someone. Litvik, go ahead, unmute yourself.
Yeah, hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so what I did was I did kind of a simultaneous equation thing. So I got x in terms of y, and then I tried to substitute it, and the answer I got was like pretty confusing.
Yeah.
So I was like really confused, and I thought, okay, this should not be possible. So I just put D.
Thank you, Ritvik. So Ritvik, today we are actually, we're logging down who speaks today, and we're gonna keep a note of that. So thank you so much for coming out. You're one of 50 people that raised your hand, so really, really appreciate it. So thank you. Okay, and Naman, I want you to come out and tell us when you first did this, why did you get, what was your answer, Naman, the first time?
The first time I did this, I chose option D.
You put, which one?
Option D.
This one?
Last one.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically at that time, I was trying to do this very fast because I had a time pressure.
Okay.
So what I did is, in a hurry, I put 8 to the power x. Instead of making it 2 to the power 3x, I made it 2 to the power 2x.
Ah.
And that way, what happened is, I couldn't get a value, and I thought, why else would they have an option where it says the value cannot be determined?
Yeah.
As it's not been there in the previous questions. Yeah. So I just assumed that the answer would be D.
Got it. Super. Thank you, Naman. So this highlights another one. If this is an issue, then you put down working with power. So this is algebra error. Working with powers. Okay. I also want to highlight one more thing. The answers, D answered is not very commonly shown in the SAT, right? And there will be many questions where there will be one option, which is you rarely see it as an option, like all of the above or none of the above, or value can be determined, or this question is silly, whatever. So one thing I want you guys to also note down is that complex does not mean correct. We will revisit this one today. Where like if there's a new option, that does not necessarily mean it's correct. Like please make all your decisions based on math. Don't make your decisions based on trends. If your entire SAT paper is just C, but you have math to back it up, then be confident and go with it, okay? All right, we are going to go to the calculator question now, section. So if you have your calculators, pull it out. Though for today, you wouldn't really need your calculators. Okay, we are going to do 4.1. All right, I will stop this in another 20 seconds. All right, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, thank you. Okay, so this question is basically asking for strictly increasing, then strictly decreasing. So we want something like this. This is the shape. I'm not going to ask anybody to come out on this one, but one thing I do want to point out here is you will notice the shape happens here. So between 40 and 60, so this is the right answer. However, what you will notice is that the opposite happens here. Do you notice that? And 50 to 65 is also another option given. So this is a very frequent option. So if you pick C and some of you pick C, then you pick the opposite. And so please be careful about this one. So what we're going to do is write down misunderstood the questions asked. And what we understood was the opposite. And I really hope you guys are all writing these things down, because these mistakes will also play in English. So if your math is really good, I've seen many of your scores and it's quite good, and you think you're just gonna sit through math and not pay attention, then this won't help in English, because we will be building upon this knowledge. So please take notes, even if you're not making these mistakes. So opposite will show up numerous times. So we're gonna write that one down. All right, let's do 4.5. Okay, this one I will literally give you guys 20 seconds. So please read this question and do it in 20 seconds. All right, 15, 14, 13, 12, 8, 7, 3, 2, 1. All right, and poll. Okay, poll has been ended. So again, I'm not going to ask people to come up, but I want you to notice this is showing strong negative association, which means the graph should be going downwards. So, and it should be strong, so coupled together. So this is the answer. You will notice again that there is an opposite here, right? We just did this one. So some of you put C. There is an opposite. So you again misunderstood the questions asked. Opposite. So please write that down in your notes. It comes up very often in the SAT. I'm not making stuff up. Some of you also put A. So we're going to introduce a new one for A. A is called, what do we call it? Yeah, quick similarity pick. So I cheated I told you guys I'm only going to give you 30 seconds. So I created a fake sense of urgency. So I did that on purpose because this question, I wanted more people to get it wrong. So hopefully some of you, I know some of you put A. So the actual test won't have this, but notice if you hurry and you pick something that looks similar, this looks negative, so I'll pick this. We call this a quick similarity pick, but you want to go into all of them. And quick similarity pick shows up very often in English. So again, please write this one down. All right. So let me stop sharing screen for a couple minutes. We're almost halfway. Hey, I still see so many of you. This is awesome. I love seeing you guys. Cool. I want to ask a few questions to you. So first of all, oh, sorry about that. That shouldn't be there. Okay. The question is, are you guys having fun in this class? This is after your school. I want to make sure that this is fun for everybody. This should not be another boring thing to go through. All right, this makes me really happy. Looks like all of you are having fun. Oh, 4 people are not, that's okay. 107 people are. Okay, thank you. Yes or no poll is working. All right, I'm gonna end this poll. The next question is, are you learning something? Is this facilitating learning for you? Oh, some people are not learning, so okay, don't know why you're here then. But no, I'm kidding. It looks like all of you are learning. I love it. This is great. I'm glad this class is both educational and fun for you. Okay, I am going to end poll. And the last one is, do you understand why I'm not sharing the poll results from the questions? So when we do an SAT question, I see the poll results. Do you understand why I'm not sharing the results in the class? Okay, and as the poll is going, can somebody that understands why please come out and explain? All right, Arshi, come on up.
I'd assume that if there aren't many people that pick the wrong options, if you show the poll and it's a really low number, those people might feel a little bad.
That is correct. That is correct. Thank you. Adil, you also want to come out and share your perspective? Thank you, Arshi. Hey. We can't hear you. Okay, that's fine. Manal, you want to come out and share? Let me know.
Yeah, I think the reason is because if you got it wrong, you can see depending how many people got it right, so that could almost demotivate you.
Mm-hmm. That is correct. Yeah. Thank you. So there is one more thing over here, which is that it's not only if you got it wrong, it can demotivate you. It's also if you got it right, you can feel a sense of pride. And I really want you guys to think about this. Like, if you got it right, does it really matter that you got it right and 90% of the class got it wrong? Like, is that something to be happy about? Again, in this class, we're focused on learning from our mistakes. So if you actually got it right, you are not learning anything in that iteration. So we should be celebrating our mistakes. So to your learning, it does not matter if other people got it right or if other people got it wrong. To your learning, it only matters if you got it right or wrong and you are better than what you were yesterday. As long as you are consistently increasing and improving throughout the class, that's the only thing that matters. So that's the reason why I don't share the results. Okay, let's get back to it then. Let's do some more math. Okay, this one is going to be fun. Let's do this one, 4.6. Where did my poll picture go? All right, another 10 seconds. And pull. Okay, great. So in this one, you have, whoa, that is, okay, 2 DC. Wait, what was the answer again? Is it 2 DC divided by 1 mg? Is that it? Naman, can you remind me how to do this one? I didn't read the question yet.
Yeah, it's 2 dg divided by 1 mg. The answer is D.
This one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because this is 2 times 10 times 1,000. Is that why? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Naman. So in this one, this is, the answer is 20,000. These two answers here, they are very frequent. It's very, very frequent error. If you got B or C, essentially you are miscounting zeros. Zeros. This is extremely common. It's so common that when you go work for jobs, in job interviews, they will ask you like 1,000 divided by 100, just to see if you can count zeros properly. It's a very common mistake, so be careful. And again, you will notice we have an opposite here. So the opposite has returned. So for those of you that didn't write it down the first time, didn't write it down the second time, write it down the third time. I'm not making this stuff up. Opposite shows up. So miscounting zeros is what we're going to add in today. All right, let's do one more, 3.7. Here's 3.7. All right, and for those of you that have already answered the question, can you put in chat what type of question you think this is? Or what's the potential mistake that one can make here? Can you just put that in chat, figure it out? All right, super. You guys are getting it. Miscounting zeros, that's it. It is miscounting zeros. I will end the poll. Thank you. You guys are getting it. Look at that. Another miscounting zeros. Very common. If you got something else, there's miscounting zeros. Let me see. Is there an opposite here? No, no opposite. Okay. Next one. Let's do 3.10. Oh, interesting. Let's go back up. So this is non-calculator. We're back in the non-calculator section, folks. All right, let's do this one. Oh, we already did this one, right? Ah, yes, okay. Yesterday, you remember we did this question. And so if you do g of 4 equals 8, and some of you thought then g of negative 4 equals negative 8. However, x is squared, so therefore the negative becomes a positive. So actually it's g of negative 4 equals 8. It does not equal negative 8. The reason I want to come back to this question is because what we call this is an incorrect inference. So if you jumped here, you made an incorrect inference, which is that there will be many incorrect inferences. So let me give you, yeah, there will be many. So just write this one down, please. All right, let's do 4.18. Moving on. We're back in the calculator section. So calculators are okay. 4.18. Here we go. All right. Ready, set, go. All right, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pull. Great. Thank you so much. So what this looks like is if you plug in 0, 0, the first equation 0 is less than A. The second equation becomes 0 is greater than B. Okay. So that means that A is negative, right? No, sorry, A is positive because A is greater than 0, and B is negative because B is less than 0. So therefore, B is less than A. Therefore, A is the answer. If you got B, you will notice opposite has come back. So be careful for those of you that got B. Maybe you saw me make a mistake, right? Writing this down. So maybe you made that mistake also. If you got C, C is a return of complex is not correct. Okay, C looks almost exactly the same as A, except it's got modulus signs. So if the only reason you picked C was it looks cooler than A, then don't do that. Make sure all your assumptions are based on math. So it's a return of the complex is not correct if you made that mistake. And D, D is, okay, we will see this again later today, is that if you have 0 is less than A and 0 is greater than B, then you can multiply this by negatives on both sides. So this becomes 0 is greater than negative B. And then because you see this and this, the sign is the same, you may choose to equate it. So if this is what you've done and you've equated these two, then that's incorrect. You cannot equate, so don't equate. So this would be a concept gap. So there's one more thing we've discovered here, which is a concept gap, which could be, oops, there's a couple. So there's working with mods, right, which is these signs, or working with greater than, less than, greater than, equal to, less than, equal to. If you frequently make mistakes in these things, I want you to put this under concept gap and practice this one again and again. All right, let's move on to 4.18. Oh, that was this one. Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry, Naman, I stole your thunder. Okay. All right, and then one more I want you guys to write in your notes is handwriting. And can everyone just raise your hand if you've ever made a handwriting mistake in math? I'm not going to call on you, but just like as a show of hand. Look at that. So many people make handwriting mistakes. My screen is literally full with notifications of people making handwriting mistakes. So this happens very often. You are all very smart people. You don't want handwriting to be the cause of your mistakes. So please add this in your notes and then pay attention. Like I used to write my 4s like this, and then I would think that this is a 7. I would write a 7 like this, and then I would think it's 1. They all look the same, so don't do that. Cool. That is that. Let's do, okay, you guys remember this. We're going to go back to the non-calculator section for a second. We're not going to do the question, but we'll review. 3.6. Okay, remember here we discovered, somebody found that the answer was 9, and so they picked 9.5. So we discovered that close is not correct. So we are going to do one, so please remember this, and now we're going to do one question. Which question is it? Okay, we're going to go back into the calculator section. I hope you're following here. And we are going to do 410. Oh, no, that's a 2-part question, never mind. We're going to do 412. Yep. You should be able to see this. So please do 412. And remember, you can use your calculator, so please use your calculators. Another 10 seconds. Now, can you remind me what the, can you chat me what the arithmetic mean is, please? Or can anybody chat me what the mean comes out to be? I'm gonna end poll here. Okay. So what if you calculated the arithmetic mean, what is it? Can someone tell me? 6.08, thank you. 6.08. Is that the answer? Yeah. So, so what happened here? Can somebody raise their hand that can explain why 6.08 is the answer, yet we choose C? Can someone please raise their hand? Nimisha, please go ahead.
Because you can't have 0.8 of an apple, or like a 0.8 of a seed within the apple.
That's a good guess. That is a good guess. That is close, yes. But it's not, so in actuality, it's right, but if we just base this on mathematics, apples could be anything. So it's close. So thank you, Nimisha, for coming out. Let's have Arav. Arav, you want to come out?
Can you hear me?
Yep, yep.
Is it because it asks which is the closest to the average in the question?
Exactly. So it says the word closest here. So be careful. You may be given the average, so thank you, Arav. You may be given average humans, average cars, average whatevers. If you infer that it can be only whole numbers, I've made this mistake also, then that's actually an incorrect inference. It's not an inference based on math. You want everything to be based on math and based on what's written in the paper. So you will notice closest is here. You will also notice closest comes up here. So there, again, you will pick the closest one. And you will notice that closest comes up in the next question. Where is it? Who can find it? Approximately. It comes up here. So in all of these ones, the answer won't be exactly the same. So what we learned, which is close is not the answer, still stands. That is still true, except for when the question specifically states that it will not be exact, it will be close. So thank you for coming out and speaking up. Cool. All right, let's go do this one. 4.4. Oh, sorry, actually, sorry. I want to go back. Many of you put down, don't know how to do this. I will just quickly talk about how to do this. There's basically, you want to do 3 plus 3, because there's 2 of them, and there's 4 5s, plus 4 times 5, plus 1 times 6, et cetera. And then you divide this by the number of units that there are. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, you divide it by 12. That's how you get the arithmetic mean. Arithmetic mean means average. Okay, let's go to 4.4. Okay, all right, I'm stopping this here. I showed this question because some of you may have put A, and can somebody please circle, folks, if you, okay. Can somebody please raise their hand that wants to explain what a second part question mistake is? Bhavani, go ahead.
Okay, so second part question mistake. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so for a second part question mistake, it's basically that you answered the first part correctly, but you forgot to do the second part of the question, which would lead to your answer being wrong.
Okay.
For example, in this case, you would have found the value for x, but you wouldn't have found the value for 8x, which is what the question asked.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Bhavani. Yes, that is correct. The question is asking for 8x, not x. So this is what a second part question is. It's very common. So don't fall for that. All right, moving on. 4.15. All right, 4.15, please. Please do this one. All right, super. We're going to stop this in another 20 seconds. Oh, sorry, 10 seconds. Four, three, two, one. Okay, cool. All right, many of you got A. The right answer is A. Again, you can use the units method. This graph is talking about the cost of renting a boat by the hour. So the units are cost. And so the answer must also be in cost. If anything is plotted on the graph, the units will be cost. Now, the thing I want to focus in here is essentially what this comes down to is this is a y equals mx plus b or mx plus c, whatever you put type of question. And we've done many of these, right? Yesterday and day before yesterday, and we may have gotten them wrong. So if we get them incorrect, please put this as a concept gap and work on it. Cool. Okay, I will stop share, and I have a few announcements to make. So some really cool announcements. Many of you have messaged me saying that there is sometimes you may not be able to make it to class. So I want to do another poll. I am going to basically, these videos are recorded. I will replay the recordings of this video on Zoom, same Zoom link, at 7 p.m. Singapore time. Okay, so does 7 p.m. Singapore time work for you? Like, the question is basically, I'm hoping you guys are eating dinner at 8 p.m. So does 7 p.m. Singapore work for you? So 7 p.m. Singapore is, this class ends at 5 p.m. Singapore time, so plus 2 hours. So 2 hours after the end of this class if you are in another time zone. So the question, yes or no question is, does 7 p.m. Singapore time work for you? 2 hours after the end of this class. Great, okay, thank you. Looks like it works for almost all of you. And if you can't make 7 p.m., then I hope you can make the live class, which is anyways more fun. No, so live classes will still happen at the same time. However, the replaying of the class will happen at 7 p.m. for those of you that missed it. Today, oh yes, that reminds me, today at 6 p.m., we're playing Tuesday's class. At 7 p.m., we're playing yesterday's class. And at 8 p.m., we're playing today's class. So today's special. So 6 p.m. is Tuesday's class, not Monday. We're not re-airing the first class. 6 p.m. is Tuesday's class, so the second class. 7 p.m. is the third class, yesterday's class, 7 p.m. 8 p.m. is today's class, the fourth class. So those will be aired today if you guys want to join. Same Zoom link, same everything. Many of you, I sent an email asking many of you to do an SAT paper. This is very important. Please do the SAT, at least the SAT math today, before tomorrow. Tomorrow we are starting something else, so it is crucial that you do an SAT math paper today to get the most out of this class. Because if you do it today, then you can track your progress as this class goes by. So you can check whether or not this class is actually helping you. So please do the 5th paper on Khan Academy math section only. And to get to the math section, you have to skip the English section. So open English, click next, just basically don't answer the questions. Click next on the second English question paper, don't answer the questions, and then go directly to math. And please do both of the math questions, and please email me your scores. And the most important thing is, if you have a printer at home, please print Khan Academy's practice test 1. This was also emailed out. Please print it, because starting tomorrow, we will actually work on addressing the reading the question mistake. So please print out the math section. It's beneficial if you print out everything. It will help you later. So please print this out for tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be doing a lot of written work. And then Sunday there is a special class. So Sunday is what we call a parent special. Parent special means that parents will be joining this class, and I will basically fill in your parents what's been going on over the past week. So you guys don't have class. You guys can use that time to go over the 5th paper that you should have done and find the root cause analysis, or just relax. It's Sunday. Saturday, we will have a class. Yes, there's a class. Sunday, no class for you, but there's a class for your parents, your session for your parents, sorry. They can come in and ask questions and also hear about the progress and approach of this class and give feedback if they have any. So Sunday is a parent special. All right, and now I'm going to close with a very important thing, which is our peer notes. And let's see it. Sunday parent special is only this week. What are some of the other questions? Okay, so you should all have this already. Today we have uncovered this. So we uncovered algebra work mistake, working with decimals. We uncovered algebra work mistakes, working with powers. We found that there are many opposites very frequently. So many times you can make a mistake converting word problems to equations. You can do a quick similarity pick. We went over this again. Working with zeros is very frequent. You guys saw this, I showed you 2 questions. You can make an incorrect inference. This is an inference that is correct in the world maybe, but mathematically incorrect. Or sometimes your inference may also just be mathematically incorrect, so be careful. Oh, we didn't do this one. We'll do this right after, okay? Complex does not mean correct, and handwriting. This is the entire list that we have discovered from just this one paper. As you are doing the 5th paper on Khan Academy, which is what I want you to do, then I want you to go through and tick if any of these were the causes of your error, the root cause. If not, I want you to add at the bottom, okay? I want you to add in your own. And if you want, you can send it to me. I would love to hear it. Under concept gaps, you can have misinterpreting y equals mx plus b slopes. That's very frequent, the one we just did. If you struggle with working with greater than, less than, and equals to, especially when negatives are involved, then we practice that. Mean, mode, range, we didn't do this question, but this comes up very frequently. So if this is a concept gap of yours, please add this in. And working with modulus, we also just did a question on that. So working with modulus. So I don't know if you guys want to take a screenshot of this, or if you've been paying attention, then you should have had these notes followed exactly like this. And yes, if you cannot do the math paper today, that's fine. Do it over the weekend. It's okay. All right, so please make sure your notes are like this. Please keep them organized. This will truly help you in the English section. I know if your math is good, you may not need this, but these things will come up again in English. Okay, so I said we will do misunderstood access. So let's do misunderstood access question. So I'm telling you what the kind of mistake is, okay? So don't make that mistake, please. This question is a misunderstood access question. All right, question 16. We're gonna do this one. Oh, let me relaunch poll. Nope, not this one. Yep, this one. Remember, this is misunderstood access question. So if you think you may have fallen for misunderstood access, please look at the question again. And some of you have. All right, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. And pull. All right, so this is another y equals mx plus b. If you don't know how to do this, please review this. Now, essentially, we can get the gradient, which is equal to rise over run. So under rise, we can count. We have 1, 2, 3. So rise over run, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're 4. And if you guys did this, then you misunderstood access because this is not 4. This is actually only 1. Notice the axis, it goes from 0 to 1. This is 0.25, 0.5, 0.75, and 1. So if this is how you got 3 over 4, then you have misunderstood access. So this is another common mistake of misunderstanding access. Okay, so that's it. So I'm only going to go over these mistakes. Hopefully by now you really understood the skill of getting to the bottom, the root cause of your mistake. This is a very important skill. It will help you in SAT math, IGCSE math, IB math, university math, whatever, English, whatever. It will help you a lot. So please practice this and know this properly. A few questions are coming in, so I will go through these. You don't need to do the English, just do the math. English we can do later. If you can do both, excellent. I've already had many people email me the scores for both. I love it. I love the hustle. Thank you so much. You have to print out practice test 1. That is correct. Print out practice test 1. Parent special is on Sunday. Parent special is Sunday. Today the classes are being re-aired at 6 p.m. Tuesday's class, 7 p.m. Wednesday's class, yesterday's class, 8 p.m. today's class. And from then on, 7 p.m. every day, today's class will be aired. And if you are, what is this? What are the other questions? Okay, that's the main question. You can find, if you do the paper online, then you'll be able to find the answers online as well. Like the thing will grade it for you. But if you're printing it out, in the same place where you print out the paper, there's also solutions in there. So that's it for today. Let me send you out with some nice music. All right, thank you so much. And I really appreciate people sending the thank yous at the end of class. It brings a great smile to my face. So thank you so much for doing that.